DJ Khaled definitely did rip off this song.
So, Manchester by Night, session 6. Not number 5. It's number 6.
It's not 7. It's 6. It's 6.
I'm done chewing. I'm almost done chewing my food.
Thank you for that update.
We're good.
Alright. We now return to the schedule game. Already in progress. But, alright, so at the beginning of Manchester by Night, it was considered to be, date-wise, to be around the beginning of October. So the things that you did up to now have been about probably the first 3 weeks, give or take, maybe less, altogether. I know it seems like a lot more because it's been essentially like a year since the first one, and then and so on. But a couple of weeks have passed since session 5, and some things have happened in the downtime. One thing that happened is using your influence. So you had a mage team check out that node from before.
Mm-hmm.
The mage chantry in town, in the brick building.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that you checked out before.
Yeah.
And since your team has gone through and essentially checked everything out, the node has been depleted of its quintessence, so it no longer has any more energy coming out of it.
Okay.
And
It's shady.
yeah, essentially. So
They tried.
again, you are aware that there is another chantry in town. You just don't know where it is yet.
Okay.
You've still only heard rumors because it's off the grid
Mm.
for your like influence and everything.
Okay.
And Longcat, or I shouldn't say Longcat. I should say Chases Stars.
That's also me.
Yeah, that is you. But Chases Stars. You've been spending the last couple of weeks working small deals. Like remember how you were selling information before, and that guy, he did end up allowing you to still use, like, go through him and stuff. So you've made a few deals since then. So it's considered like you've made a little money here and there.
Okay.
So if you want any like smaller things, or if you want to have claim to have made any smaller purchases, you can do that. In that case.
There's not really any I can think of at the moment, other than like just assorted gadgets and stuff. Because
Going to Best Buy again.
yeah, going to Best Buy again.
Went to the Mall of New Hampshire last time.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, just I guess looking for things that I can make like bombs or something out of with like technology, like I guess like weird cell phone contraptions, or like just weird pressure cooker additions or something. I don't know, just something to make computers on the offensive for me, like as a good skill for combat technically. Not necessarily just computers, but I have high intelligence and like low strength as a werewolf, so I'm like, I gotta do something with this.
Yeah.
Fight, so.
Awesome, that's good. We'll
and so for Natasha, supposedly.
if that is your real name.
I mean, you're looking more like a gangrel already because they turn into animals
Yes.
after a while. It's like you came back from a bunch of frenzies and then you just look like an animal after
I'm
2
a
weeks.
panda.
You just turned into a panda. But okay, so we had said before that your haven was like on the outskirts of town, essentially. Like you lived out in the woods or something,
Yeah.
kind of, right? So, in your downtime, I think it'd be good to say that you spent a lot of your time probably when not in the woods, and probably developing your abilities with other animals and stuff. You probably been spending a lot of time at Nevermore, the Haven, which is probably where young Kaneki has been as well. So you've
Yes.
been both just, you've been watching him deal with his boys
Yes.
and such. So it's considered now that you have a better idea of the wildlife in the area.
Okay, cool.
So just like updating some things on the game, considering time's passed. But so it's been a little while since you have had been called to an Elysium, which is the term for when like a vampire. Well, Elysium is both an area where like vampires get together and there can't be any violence. It's like a sacred area where there can't be any political battles or anything like that, but also like get-togethers for the kindred. So you haven't seen the prince in a while or anything, but he decides to call you, like summon you all essentially out of the blue. And young Kaneki can't make it because he's dealing with his boys right now. They're getting a little out of hand. He started working on a body, and then
They're really developing.
yeah, exactly.
Personal
He needs to bond with his boys right now. So he's bonding with his boys. He's gonna get plus two bond. When he goes there, he has some random thing. They're like some random ability no one else has. But so now the prince, he invites you up to the meeting room in the Silver Heart Theater, which is where you typically meet him, and seems a little bit more anxious than he typically appears. I mean, he's not typically an anxious person. He's very very like tough, strong, like willpower. He's got high willpower. I just describe everything in game terms. It's got high perception, intelligence, appearance 5. Boom. You don't want to mess with him. He looks beautiful. But it's okay. We've established there are beautiful vampires already. Yeah. But, okay, so this guy is a beauty, right? And he's talking to you. And you're gonna have to roll to not be completely swayed into having sex with him right now.
Oh my god.
No, seriously.
5 appearance takes its toll.
But so it is. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it is Halloween in game now. So it is a big day.
Panda.
Exactly. We're ready. Get ready for it. That's why you turned into an animal.
I really like this holiday.
But so the prince, he gathers you together, and he, like I said, he's definitely seeming a little stranger than before, or strange, I should say, rather. And
like anxious, or like he's not himself.
A little bit of both. I mean, for him to be anxious is to not be himself.
Okay.
So it's like he's like a little on edge, to say the least. And he says, now, I know it's been a little while since I've asked for your assistance, but there's something I do need you to check on for me. Oh, well. Is that even a sentence? But what he asks of you is basically to, he says, it seems that there's been a local uprising in Sabat. They've managed to open this club downtown. It's not even a few blocks away from Club that Nevermore Haven that the neonates seem to hang around. And given tonight is a very big holiday for mortals, they've invited a lot of questionable characters from the city of Manchester to go to a big masquerade party in this club, and I need you to infiltrate, but don't make a bloody mess of the whole thing, alright? I don't want to hear that you got your entrails ripped out by a group of Sabat, okay? We're talking about high-level vampires here. We're talking about people along my generation of vampires. Would you mess with me?
Mm-hmm.
Roll to menace.
You just like ruffle his hair. Oh, success!
Says and I know there's probably going to be a lot of creatures that you normally don't see around Manchester, so I'm sure that they're going to be keeping a low profile as well. At least I don't think everyone there is going to be aware that kindred are exist. People of our ilk exist. So make sure to, like I said, keep it as down low as possible. I have provided some costumes for you all to wear to the club. Like I said, it's the most VIP section of the club is going to be Masquerade costumes only. So I have provided these for you. And then he opens up this dresser on this big wooden dresser, and there are a few different masquerade costumes for you to pick from. There's different Victorian-esque clothes and stuff, like suits of all different colors. Well, I shouldn't say all different colors. It's like the whole rainbow. No, it's like you got blacks, whites, tan, some pastel colors, and then there's big Venetian dresses and stuff, corsets, masks, everything like that for you to get all dressed up in.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's considered that you equip these unless you guys have any. I just want to hang out at the bar
with the costumes on. I guess I'm just curious what kind of masks there are.
Well, there's everything from so there's little white and gold masquerade mask. There's the bigger plague doctor masks, the ones with the
big nose.
Doctor.
Yeah.
And then there's just what?
Those masks are creepy.
Yeah. And then there's just it's just kind of stuff like that, and they're different variations of that, some with just one side or the face, kind of like Phantom of the Opera.
Right. Does it have to be? Is it set in stone that pretty much everybody at this party has to be wearing one that's basically just the eyes, or
You're looking for a whole face?
I'm looking for head.
The whole head.
Yeah. If that's not I don't know if it's a straight up very formal masquerade kind of thing, I'm not gonna pull that if it's gonna blow my coat.
I mean, what are you describing exactly?
Like a rubber mask, like a rubber mask.
You're just gonna wear.
It's a masquerade, not a Halloween.
And that's what I was like. That's
well, yeah, to get into the VIP section.
Yeah.
The deepest VIP section, he's saying.
Okay.
That you'd have to wear that. But I mean, you could do that and then steal someone's if you really wanted to.
No, it's cool. I was just curious. I was curious if it was supposed to be I get it was formal, but how formal for the masks, I suppose, as opposed to just wearing suits.
Yeah.
Suits and dresses.
Although that would be really cool to wear.
Right.
With the suit.
Imagine that. You're all dressed up, you got a pig face.
That'd be cool. That's why I was asking. That's actually exactly why I was asking. I was like, oh, can I just wear this name?
You get into part of the club, you probably wouldn't get all the way in unless you made a very convincing role. Just let me in, I'm Pigman.
I'm a man, I'm a pig man.
I'm a pig man.
Oh, you're right, come on in.
You are a pig. Dan, you are a pig. Get in here. Pigs are old. They had pigs back then. You can't say this. They wouldn't do this. Alright, so unless you have any objections or do you want to do anything, grab anyone, do anything essentially before going?
Is that group of mages that checked that enchantry out and about, or are they with us?
What?
The mage group that was checking out the old chantry. Where are they?
The one that the group that took care of the node.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you have contacts, don't you?
I have one contact.
Yeah, so they're on call. They're not.
Okay.
If you were they're not at that chantry anymore because they've considerably just done their job at this point.
Yeah.
Left.
I would,
but I mean, it's not out
say.
of the way way that you would get them back.
I want them to just be out and about trying to figure out where the next chantry is.
Oh, you want them out finding it?
Yes.
So you want that being done in the background, essentially?
Yes.
That can be done. Okay, so periodically throughout, okay, like now and then at the end of the game, we will roll for that.
Okay.
So, how about you roll? I'm gonna set a private difficulty and like I'm gonna record it secretly and see what happens, but
Okay.
because I mean you'll have to roll for it later as well.
So you're basing it off the same difficulty for both, basically?
Yeah.
And you're just
roll influence.
Okay. Just influence?
Yep.
Okay.
Just tell me what they are.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Wow, that's spooky.
That's
That's actually spooky. That's actually spooky. I don't like that. I do, but I don't.
That was weird.
Are you able to tell me my success rate, or is that again secret?
Well, it's happening in the background right now, so they're looking into it.
Okay.
Like I said, it's also gonna roll later, so.
Am I
there's
able to
still
use
time.
willpower to make something happen regardless of the result?
It's a tough question only because I mean I suppose you could use willpower if you want to do that.
Well, I'm just saying.
If you want,
just
you
as
want to
a
just
general-
add a success to it now
with
with a willpower point. What's
Yeah.
your willpower
Yeah.
at right now?
Yeah, that way the whole time that they're out and about.
What's your willpower?
It's 5. Yeah, well, it'll be a very successful journey for them. So when I find out at the end, it'll be good news.
Yes, it will. And like I said, I have designed it already, so it does exist. It's out there.
All right. Cool.
Aliens.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
But it could've been.
All right. So, was there anything else?
I'm gonna inquire young Harambe if he knows any shady weapons dealers with his global influence. Anybody who's not shooties, basically, and might have a
What do
military
you got against
background.
shooties?
Huh?
What do you got against
Well,
shooties?
what I'm not getting at shooties is a silencer for my pistol. That's what I'm not getting. So I'm trying to get it some
didn't you
other
botch?
way. Yeah.
And he got kicked out. What are you,
I'm-
some kind of narc?
Yes! Like, rip off my shirt and I'm like a cop. I'm a werewolf cop. Ah, that'd be such a great idea for... That should have been my character. I should have been a werewolf cop. That would have been cool as fuck.
It's just a fucking.
What was your guy? What was his profession?
Just be, like, shady information, selling and buying.
Full-on SWAT vest on.
Pretty much. Freeze, motherfucker, I'm a cop!
Also, he's a werewolf.
It's so that if they say, no, I'm gonna run away, then I can just be like, alright,
Aw.
that was your warning. I'm not gonna shoot you, but it's gonna be way worse. Oh, man.
You would have wished you'd been shot.
Oh, man. That'll be my outro line.
Is there a way I can use my global influence or my contact at the least to reach out to my friend?
Oh, because he was trying to get illegal arms.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, just roll. What should we? Perception and investigation. Or
Perception and what?
or no, we'll call it, that's actually research. So it would be intelligence plus. I mean, he's calling on someone to do it though. What's higher, academics, occult, or science? Or I mean, I guess it wouldn't be occult. What's higher, academics or science?
They're tied with one.
Alright, so I would say roll intelligence and either one of those.
Alright, so
Is that red lighter still kicking around, or did I misplace that? Awesome. Thank you.
I got 9, 6, 5, and 1.
So that guy you had was Phil, right? The guy.
Well, Phil's my ally.
No, Phil. Roger was your ally.
Yes,
Oh my
Phil
God,
is my
Roger.
Phil is your contact.
Phil's my contact.
Okay, so you call Phil up, and so you're looking for some arms. So says, "Hey, buddy, what's up?"
Yes.
Well, I mean, you've already rolled, so you've already talked to him about this. Thing. Okay, yeah, I can do that for you. What are you looking for?
Well,
Is there like a hub that he's at where he has all his shit that I can go with Harambe? Or
He
is
would-
this like a
he's-
delivery
He
thing?
would set it up somewhere for you to
like a
pick up.
meetup.
Okay.
Like,
Oh,
he would
okay. So
set
like a
somewhere
dead
to
drop.
pick up. Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Yeah, it's like a drop.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, like, probably meetup.
I guess a silencer and a high-powered pistol of some sort.
Yeah.
All right, so it says, okay, just meet me in Stark Park in downtown in Manchester, and I'll leave it on a bench there.
It's implied that this will come with a little bit of ammo, right? Like a clip or two.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
So just roll perception and investigation for being in the park.
Okay.
Walk in.
Me or him?
Him.
Okay.
Perception and
Honest-
investigation.
Yep.
7.
7 any successes.
I got 3. Not that it really matters, but I got one.
Okay, so yeah, so you just like easily pick it out where the drop off was, and you pick it up, and he's just charged through the system they already have set up
Okay.
because it's like he's already on his like credit system and everything because it's contact.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there
So
you go.
did
You got your.
So did he basically have to pay for it though? Because like I'll.
I
pay
mean,
him.
you want to just pay him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll recompense you obviously.
I will. Yeah.
That was kind of the plan.
We'll figure this out. Yeah.
I owe you. Alright, so that's how you want to get that silencer. Alright, so
A silencer and that pistol, like
yeah,
in a split.
yeah, so you have it all set up, it's everything. So without further ado, unless you want to do anything, grab anyone.
Well, Roger.
Roger.
Well, yeah, Roger's implied.
I'm gonna upgrade my ally. Hopefully, like, what will it cost me to upgrade my ally to 2? I'm at 1 for it right now. Because at 2, I read that you can have an extra ally, or you can pretty much boost the one ally that you have.
It's current rating times 3.
So I need 3. All right.
So you would just boost up Roger.
I'm gonna try to boost up Roger after this.
Nice. Get a buff Roger.
Yeah.
Roger buff.
Roger can come in handy if he knows what he's
do
doing.
something,
Buff
yeah.
that,
I
Roger.
mean, come on.
He tries.
He's got to.
That's that's
Whoa,
all. That's
we
all
need
that
to
matters.
nerf this Roger.
Oh, you guys, this Rogers OP.
Yeah. He just keeps on firing in more directions, but still missing.
But still missing, but it's firing like more fast, more
Come on,
faster.
Roger.
More faster.
Oh man.
More faster and quickly.
More faster and quickly. With speed.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys didn't want to get anyone else though. You guys all set?
Pretty much. I'm good to go.
Alright.
I don't know. So I've been helping the vampires out for a while now, right?
Yeah.
It's safe to assume that the vampire allies that Natasha
The
and,
neonates will
the neonates
are
would
friendly
help.
with you.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, we could.
So
Survive.
obviously I'm not a vampire, but like I'm one of the bros.
With the neonates, the
Okay.
people above neonate don't
Right,
essentially respect
yeah.
you for the most part.
I thought that was coming up. Cool. I can't remember what the fuck.
You guys lost
I think that was
Teddy.
my train of thought.
Really
And,
nice.
the Blackwell Manor, which still actually has some things.
That
I'm sure it does have some things.
It does.
that blood magic vampire that was one of the neonates. That I think it was one of the ones
Christine
that yeah.
The one that doesn't like you guys very much.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sway her to go to this because
Hey, you don't like me, man?
You don't like me? Personal challenge. I'm gonna make you like me. Oh my god.
Sheer willpower.
Sheer willpower. And it's safe to assume that the higher up vampire will give the garment needed for this. Because he gave us the
Wait,
garment.
so how are you gonna try to convince?
I don't know, just gonna ask if she wants to go to this thing.
Thanks for initiative.
Try. I mean, it could be.
I've never seen.
You could use either like charisma or manipulation.
Is that just for
Charisma's
iPhone
more,
or-
so I'm taking
No, you
charisma.
can plug in any USB.
Oh, okay.
So just straight charisma?
Well, so no, it'd be a charisma and either empathy, perception, or subterfuge, or intelligence,
Perception?
or intimidation. Or, no, you wouldn't be intimidating her unless you wanted to
cylindrical
intimidate her.
battery.
Like whatever's essentially like your
Yeah.
highest dice pool that you can justify.
I like
Those-
this.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
intimidation, empathy.
I guess I was just curious
Yeah,
how
if this is
perception
my wallet.
would play
This
into
looks, yeah.
it. How would perception play into it, do you think?
Yeah.
If you want to use
Like
perception.
just
I have
judging
a
how
really long
judging
Perception.
body
charger
language?
That's the same exact color.
Is
That's,
there a brand?
Yeah,
Is this
it would be
just-
like
I just bought it at Walmart.
It says,
was one of those
perception
ones
would
in the
be-
aisle.
Oh, okay.
It was a craft
if you're trying to seem
Yeah.
credible.
Oh, right,
So
right,
every
okay.
once in a while they'll have something.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just go with subterfuge because it's also my highest for that.
Alright, so what's your I'm just trying to think of persistence. So what are you rolling?
I'm rolling 7,
I actually.
but it's charisma and subterfuge.
Later on, I want to show you guys.
Alright, it's gonna be a resisted roll.
little video.
Okay.
It's called.
I'm just gonna
TikTok.
roll what you're rolling,
And
but
it's a
for
bunch
her.
of these
All right.
African villagers doing this
6
funny
or higher.
dance. This reggae style.
Any
beat.
successes?
It's
Or
Well, you have to beat it.
oh, right.
It's hilarious.
1, 2. I have 3 successes.
What was the
Just
difficulty?
picture
6?
the following.
6?
Bing, bing, boom, boom, boom.
I got 4.
Just in that
actually.
rhythm. Bing, 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 bing,
She
bing.
begrudgingly agrees to come with you guys. She's like, fine, I'll come with you.
Awesome.
Yeah. This is the
Good
second
stuff.
time we've got her to go with us.
I know, she doesn't want to
Wait,
go.
so-
Hates us.
What is
Yeah.
happening? Wait, who's coming with us?
This
Christine, right?
this like blood mage vampire that they know.
Where?
Blood mage vampire?
Isn't that
Alright.
like she
Yeah.
does blood
Yeah.
magic?
Christine Lowell is the one you guys asked
Like
for.
what class of vampire is she again? Race?
Shamir.
Tremere? They're renowned for being like sorcerers though, but
Yeah.
with blood, right?
And Path of Conjuring. So
Oh.
like, she can conjure stuff.
Cool. Awesome, that sounds dope.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, so you have Christine Lowell and Roger with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Trees produce oxygen. I need that to survive. I'm buying like 6 trees today.
Alright, so your gang of 5 just go over from well, you guys were last at Nevermore because that's where you picked up Christine Lowell. So it's only a couple blocks away, and you find this this building that looks kind of abandoned from the outside, and it doesn't look like there would be much people in it. And there's a big, tough-looking bouncer that would be expected at like any kind of club, standing outside of the club, and there is a short line, and it just has like people who are probably not gonna get inside, like just rowdy club people that seem like they already had been to a couple of parties somewhere else on the strip, and they're just like drunk and they're being obnoxious.
Drunk and disorderly.
Yeah, exactly, and they're just screaming like, "Hey,
Let me in!
and they're like, I know you. You're famous. Hey,
We can
hey."
influence this guy to show us where we need to be.
The bouncer.
Show us where we need to be.
You're just like
Take me to your
slowly
head-
like
take me to
putting
your
your
owner.
mask on.
Take me to your headquarters.
Like I don't want to be seen.
You don't know me.
You don't know.
Mrs. Pancakes.
But so you decide to so I mean you end up going through the line and the bouncer is just rejecting all these people and you guys finally get up there and when you kind of realize that he's a ghoul, which is I mean I've explained that already, right?
Yeah.
So he can kind of like pick up on who you are. He says, now are you some people that I am actually gonna let in here tonight? I see. But now tell me, why should I?
Hold on just a second. Ghoul just implies that it's somebody who's been like fed off of by a vampire.
A
Or is
ghoul
it-
has
should he know
had
why we're here? Or
vampire
should we try
blood,
to
but they're
deceive
not a
him?
vampire. So they have some vampire powers, but they're like daywalkers.
Okay.
So again, are we trying to deceive him or are we trying to be truthful?
I'm
Why
just gonna ask him if he likes his job here.
should he let you in? Oh, I don't know. Do you like your job?
Yeah, I like my job here. I get paid.
How long you been working here?
It's been about 6 months.
They treat you right?
Oh, they treat me perfectly fine.
Do they
but,
give you a raise?
I mean, they'll give me something. I don't know.
How would you like to come work with us?
Just waiting in a bouncer for our secret clubhouse.
You looking to bribe me?
I mean, we'll talk later.
Will we now?
I'm just gonna ask him if he's got a list. Like a list of
Figure
people
things
he's
out.
supposed to let in.
I got a list, but it's a very short list, and I don't think you're on it.
That's fine. You got a pen?
Yeah, sure.
no, like
I know.
yeah.
He
That
hands
was
me a
a
pen.
genuine question. Oh, he gives me a pen? Like he actually is just like, yeah, sure, take this
Like,
pen.
yeah, sure, take it.
All right, and
He's got an
Let me see that
intelligence.
list.
He's got low intelligence.
yeah. I'm just gonna say, let me see that list for a second.
Okay.
I didn't think this- I'm just gonna write our names in it and then just give it back to him and be like, and here's a little something extra, and I'm gonna slip him a $20 bill in his pocket, like in the front of his pocket. Is he nicely dressed? Does he have a front pocket?
No, he's got like just one like black shirt on and then and like a black
Typical
pants.
bouncer.
Yeah, just like
all right.
get that bouncer look.
He's gonna
Popping
go
right
buy,
out his
he's gonna
black
go
shirt.
buy a few drugs.
Probably. Dude, I'm trying to help him out. Like, can he just for the sake of me doing the like $20 bill
he
slip?
did.
Can he just have a front pocket?
If he didn't,
You just like rip it into his shirt.
I make him a pocket. Really, like, hold on, man, just 5 minutes.
Dude, I have like
trust me.
I have
trust
5
me.
in crafts.
I have 3 in crafts, so I can probably make a pretty
You
stylish.
start like
pocket.
sewing the pocket, and then you put it in. There you go. Keep
He's
the
been
pocket.
staying still the whole time for like 10 minutes. Like, what is this guy
I
doing?
hope you don't lose it.
Oh, I hope he doesn't drop his pocket either.
Don't drop that pocket.
I just made that for you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's funny.
Yeah,
I like that Pepin just like immediately bribing them. He's like, "Hey, you want to work for me?"
I didn't see that. I was just implying that we will talk about
Employment.
talk about employment. You
I'll
gotta
roll for you later.
prove your worth.
Pretty much.
Convince me I need you.
I know I brought this job offer to you, but convince me. You technically applied.
Why would we want you?
Existing is applying for a job from me.
Damn. So I
Yeah,
do
this
that.
whole-
So you bribe him?
I write our names on the list, and then as I'm like handing it back to him, I somehow mystically magician put a like I basically am handing him this, but in the crease of my hand is like a $20 bill.
It's like,
Or you could
Got any
pretend to write your
Benjamins?
names in it.
Oh.
Benjamins? Oh, okay.
We could
All right.
pretend to write our names in it and then just say that
Pretend to write our
these other names that are already
I
there.
didn't even
That
write my
way
name.
you
Yeah.
have
You
names.
made it
perfect.
So a little bit of deception right there.
Okay, yeah, we got
So-
this.
Why would you pretend
We
to
wa-
write your name?
Because we don't want him to know what our names are. If you
Oh, well,
want
don't
him
write
to
your
help
real
us.
names, but like.
You just like don't write anything. You don't even look. I didn't even look.
He just hands us the list, and then I immediately hand it back. Like,
Okay,
I
yeah,
wanted
that's
the
true
list,
too.
but no.
I'm on it. I see my
He
name.
It's
thinks
right
I
here.
looked at the list.
Alright, sure, yeah, so fake names.
Okay,
Fair
fake
enough.
names.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Alright, so
yeah,
here,
yeah.
you want to come up with fake names?
Well, Pepin, honestly. Oh, actually, no, because you don't want people in the club to know that you're.
That's the
like,
thing too.
really well
I'm
renowned.
not there are certain aspects that I have to keep myself under.
Well, remember, you
wraps
do
with.
have the masquerade mask. Consider him.
Alright.
Like you just put it on as you were getting to the club, so only the drunk people outside that aren't getting in know
Okay.
your
Yeah.
identity. So it's already fine for you
Okay.
for the most part. But that is a good point. You don't want to get demasked because that could draw attention to yourselves.
Ah.
So
All right,
I need a fake
Operation
name.
Operation Guard Harambe.
I need a fake name. It's gonna be.
Come up with something cool.
Gene.
Gene. Okay.
Gene.
It just says Gene.
Yes.
You have a mononymous name.
Gene.
Yeah. So I guess we write fake names, and I'm just gonna.
They're all
I'm,
anonymous.
I'm just gonna hand it back to him and be like, "Look, man, I really think you should let us in because we're stone cold sober and we're not gonna offer you any problems."
I feel that, man. I've been sober all day.
Well, not with this. And then I'm gonna slip him a Benjamin, but take my 20 back, like in the same motion. I'm just gonna be like, yeah.
But remember, like he has low intelligence, and he's like, Washington, no. I didn't want you guys to think I was stupid.
Washington, yes.
And then like later, you're just like Costello is such a dumb. He said Washington.
Oh man,
We made it. We got it.
it's gonna be like you upgraded.
Yeah.
Blink. It's a penny.
Wait,
even
can
a
I
five.
actually do that? Can I like slip him the 100, but it's not actually a 100 and it's actually a 5? So I'm just paying him $5.
You would need
You
some
do have a
powers
counter
for
for
that.
powers,
You would
like
need powers
otherworldly powers, or like
of, like,
skill.
Other that's some like other.
Are I able to
Okay.
alter physical? Oh, am I able to alter physical objects?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Why did I
Yeah,
not
that's
think
you
about
for
this?
it.
I'm going to ask. Her name's Christine, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Christine if she can conjure fake money, like on the low. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you make fake money.
What do I need 2 for? For what I was trying to explain.
I think it'd be two. You're looking for 2 in matter.
Oh, I don't even have anything for that.
Doesn't even matter.
I'm pretty sure Christine's powers of conjuring are for like small familiars
Oh, okay.
specifically.
That makes sense.
I mean, I'll have to get back to that at a certain point. But
In that case, I'm just gonna slip him the 100 and say that what I said.
Yeah, good
and hopefully that
smell.
gets us in.
all right. So says you know what? This guy's looking pretty good, and then he lets you guys go in. He like just he opens the door and he says, "Now just go downstairs and to the left and keep going and find yourself in the back, and that's where the VIP section is. What looks like you guys are dressed for at least. So like
Spiffy.
on the surface floor of the building, it's pretty much like a bed, and there's just like old like some carpenter stuff, like a ladder left out, and like some like stuff like kind of like still in repair kind of stuff section. But then like there's a stone staircase going downstairs into the basement, where as immediately like as you like open the door, you start to hear like this big booming bass coming from the basement. Yeah, so that's a big party and it's a big club that's going on in the basement, and you start to walk down the stairs, and through another doorway is this big open section where it's like the immediate club floor, and there's all these people dancing. There's like the people are dressed in like different Halloween costumes. You got your basic stuff, you know, like there's cats, and then there's pirates, and then there's like, you know, there's a bunch of like people, drunk people, doing their, you know, drunk.
Can I play
stupid stuff.
what I was going to play earlier? Just real quick for like the music that we'd be thinking about for this club music.
Oh my god. Is that what you're about to play?
Well, just wait.
Kind of.
I hope that's not the kind of music they're playing.
Thought about McDonald's today.
I got up today.
Didn't get up today.
Like just a little bit shit. It's like I did my taxes.
It's one of those days, you know. I can't physically get up. I'll have enough strength by tomorrow.
For some reason, that just made me think of like if DJ Khaled were like 400 more pounds.
Oh
And
my
he's like
god.
one of those guys. One of those guys.
Dream man.
No, but he's like one of those people who like actually literally lives on their bed and can't get out of bed because of how big they are.
He's getting
I can just imagine he has to call the police or something someday because he's like, I need help. I can't do. There's something going on.
My 600-pound leg.
Exactly. And they open the door or some shit, and as soon as he's just like sitting there, like staring at him, and he's just like, "What the best music?" Oh man.
Alright. So DJ Khaled, hot or not?
Not.
Hot.
Oh man.
Oh, a little too hot. Can someone roll down the window?
DJ Windows.
Just let me out. Just let me out.
It's getting claustrophobic.
I will not give you another one. Okay, so you've just made it down the stairs, and like, so Club Rosary's opening part is like one big giant dancing area essentially, where there's, you know, heavy bass pounding at all times. There's a remix of Sweet Dreams Are Made of These playing right now.
I actually like that song.
Yeah, just like a bass heavy remix is just playing in the background right now.
I fucking that's the best picture of DJ Khaled. I hope that to be me one day. It's my actual life goal.
Dream image.
Like, I don't need to be fat, but I'd love to just be in a pool with a bottle of champagne and just be like,
I don't need to be that.
Fat is a requirement for me.
that might be a requirement for that.
I could be, but I don't need to be.
I could be, but you know, not praying for it.
I'm getting there.
So bassy
I thought you were
music.
gonna say something.
No, my nail.
Bassy music.
Yeah, so
Not so familiar faces.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's like a lot of different costume characters going on. Like I said, there's like the generic costume characters going on. There's more. I guess there's more intellectual costumes. You see a little Rick and Morty action in the corner there. There's a Rick.
As long as nobody's
It's like,
in the
oh,
club,
there's the smart guy in the room. I found him.
as long as none of them are shouting "Pickle Rick" over the music, I'm good.
If he gets a hold of that microphone, so help him God.
So help him. I hope he doesn't. By Jove, I hope he doesn't.
So on the right side of the club is like one long bar area that's lit up with different neon lights, and there's a couple of bartenders just constantly like giving out drinks and everything. So the club's just constantly being fueled with alcohol. You know, so everything's just constantly going.
Good.
Party people constantly partying and everything. On the backside there are several stripper poles with like different men and women.
I know where I'll be.
What?
No, I'm
Yeah,
joking.
it's like she like looks at some of like Chippendales guys going on. She finds some nice stripper man for her. She's out there. If you want to do that, you can. There are some male strippers. There.
It's okay.
Whatever
I can
suits your
wait.
fancy. You just like hang out with a bunch of rats. You just watch, or whatever animal you want to call upon. I don't know what.
It's just rats.
Just rats.
Oh,
This one goes out to my rat. If you would ever want to do that. So if you ever want to see a stripper show with a bunch of rats, you can do that. I'm just saying
Alright,
it's a
awesome.
possibility.
I always wanted that in
Decisions.
life, so.
Hey, Vampire the Masquerade can make this possible. And then so besides that, there's also there's one extra door in the back, which you see a couple of Victorian dressed up people sneaking on through the back way there, with a couple of more familiar-esque looking bouncers, almost identical to the Gould, but maybe with a shred more intelligence.
That's all I hope so.
Yeah. Gonna convince him double to work for you.
I'm convinced he was like. I'm actually surprised that he wanted more money because of how low his intelligence was. I was like, dude, you got a pen? Yeah, man, here.
Yeah.
Can I have your list? The thing that you probably shouldn't be showing other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, go for it.
He just takes it. Don't even have to.
He didn't even ask. It wasn't like, what do you want with it? Like, what?
He just gives
It's
it.
like,
to
here
you.
you go.
I didn't think it was gonna be that easy. I was like, yes. Okay.
No confrontation required. Well, I mean, you guys weren't like drunk, obnoxious people, so I mean, and you also had the Victorian getup, so like you already had the
Right.
appearance of people that were of the VIP, so he's not gonna really fight you on that. He just gives you the list.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, that thing that just happened. But so yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys at this point. Travel around, do what you want.
So what were we supposed to be doing in here?
You were essentially supposed. Well, like the prince said, he wanted to make sure that things didn't get out of hand, and he wanted you to go undercover to the Sabbat
To make
portion
sure that
of
nothing
it,
bad happens.
essentially, to be his eyes.
Okay.
And like, since it's a masquerade party, you could hide your identity. That on top of the fact that you're essentially all neonates and like new to the town. So besides Pepin, you're unrecognizable with your masks on. Well, I mean, with your masks off.
Right.
So you're a good idea. So like, you need to keep your mask on. So that is something that could come up. Just if you didn't want to draw attention to yourself, and it wouldn't be like the most negative thing in the world.
I feel like we'll just be switching masks with Pepin pretty often.
Yeah, okay.
Works for you know, it could work. It could work.
Okay.
We probably should have packed extra.
Easy enough.
Oh.
Right.
It's us.
Look, what you guys wanted to do from there? If you wanted to do anything, like you're just setting up essentially. I don't
Do we
wanna
want
go
to just
around
hang out at the bar? Does the bar have a good like central view of pretty much
But-
everything?
Other than the VIP area, because that's off to the back, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the door you're sneaking into.
Am I able to sense any negative energy in individuals?
You want to roll Arte?
If that's what.
Are you using magic?
Or is there more than one way I can do this?
What? Do you have anything in occult?
I have nothing in occult. I have 2 Arte, no occult.
You have Enigma.
Enigma.
You may not even have it on there. It would be under the third. It would be under knowledges.
I do actually. There is 0 for that too.
Then it would probably have to be a magic-based roll because you don't have any actual knowledge of anything supernatural. Whereas opposed to like you would be sensing it with magical powers. Because I was gonna say if you had like a cult or enigma, you would have like knowledge of supernatural.
Okay.
So like that. So I'm assuming the only way you would be able to pick up on anything supernatural would be magic based, and that would be I know you have the one for it, 'cause we did that. I'm pretty sure you're just using a Spirit or Prime or something like that. I know you have it, so you can just roll
Yeah.
RTA for that.
So just my RSA.
Yep.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
I got a 9 and a 2.
So you're picking up a couple of different vibes. Some that you recognize as being vampiric, some not vampiric. You know there's like some sort of other kind of shapeshifter out there in the crowd. Maybe not necessarily a garu, a werewolf, and and you're getting like the most like of your senses is coming from that back room where like the extra VIP area. For the most part, there's like just a couple of people in the crowds, and there's one person hanging out at the bar that you pick up has some sort of supernatural, spiritual energy to them. So like you're not very specific on what it is that you pick up.
Okay.
I think that we should go to the bar and try to make friends and see if maybe he wants to help us on our mission. If he's like, not bad.
Right.
Like
yeah.
that is, obviously. I'd be like, hey, you should help us.
Well, so I guess let's
I
meet
will
him.
check out the extra room.
We could do that too.
Well,
The VIP room.
yes.
We
I
should
will-
probably get
There's
an early
two
jump on
bouncers in front.
We should probably still get an early jump though, because maybe those bouncers afterwards, if we successfully get them to let us like buy, they'll
don't-
give us little wristbands. We can just
Fighting
come
them
in.
Little
will-
wristband.
Little wristband.
VIP.
Fighting them will obviously get us nowhere. So
Right? No, obviously, yeah. We're not trying
We
to
have
go our.
to
Well, let's just go and do that.
That sounds good too.
Not the fighting part.
Like,
So you're just talking to the bouncers now? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
I can go talk to the one person at the bar. Like, who is this
I
person?
don't know. I just.
The person at the bar that you're picking up on is a tall, slender, black-haired woman, about probably like early 30s, who isn't actually like dressed up as anything. She's just wearing like a long black dress.
I mean, I'd probably make casual conversation to see what the place is like. It will. You can tell them how maybe things work.
Okay, roll. Well, so you're trying to get some information out of her.
Pretty much.
Do you want to do it like with charisma, or do you want to do it more like? There's just a few ways you do it. I mean, like, whatever would be your biggest dice pool. So you can use like charisma, manipulation, or perception.
It'd be
Or
3.
intelligence.
It'd be 3 for any of those. So 3 plus.
And then you could add empathy, subterfuge, intimidation.
What about investigation?
I would allow that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll allow it. So what did you end up rolling?
I got a 7, 2 6s, a 2, and a 1.
No, I mean, what did you end up rolling? What was
5.
your? No, your two things that you put together.
Investigation and charisma. Being more social, but obviously adding the investigation piece to it. It's the biggest one I have with 2. And I have no subterfuge. And I don't see.
So sixes and above. What did you get for successes?
2 6s and a 7, and a 2 and a 1.
Alright, so you're just making casual conversation with her, and you're. So, is there anything specific you're gonna prod her about to get, or you're just like getting the general haps about? So, you're like, hey, so what's Club Rosary all about? Is that
Pretty
what you're
much.
doing? Okay. Well,
We're starting
just
with
you
that.
did succeed
Okay.
on that roll, so I'm just letting you know like the information you're getting is genuine as opposed to was it false. So you can just like tell that it's fake, but she tells you that this place. Well, I can tell you one thing for sure is that it might be run by the Sabbat, but they definitely don't control all the things that happen in this place. That's for sure. And I mean, if you're, are you looking for anyone in particular?
I was gonna suggest who we could utilize our time talking to. The owner. Maybe he's got some.
Yeah, but that,
Shit,
wouldn't that
We're
bring,
just here to observe.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say that would bring way too much attention to yourself. You're like, hey, I just want to talk to you about some stuff.
Can I talk to the manager? Who's in charge?
Who's your guy? Who's your handler?
So you just want to know about them as opposed to.
Okay. Then yeah, let's stick with that.
Well, like I said, this place is owned by the Sabbat. Like they definitely run this place, but like I said, they just don't control all of the things that go on inside of it. The leader itself is the leader of the Sabbat pack, I should say, is Alexandra Francois of La Sombra, if that means anything to you. And then she's got a whole bunch of people working for her in her pack. They just started up over here, but they're building a pretty decent empire as far as the Sabbat is concerned.
What class of people are the Sabbat?
The Sabbat is a sect. Like so, Natasha and young Kaneki are in the Camarilla, which is like one of the sects for vampires, which is like the ones that kind of like follow the rules and stuff like that. And the Sabbat is like a cult-like, vicious group of vampires that think they can just get away with doing whatever they want. It's a different sect. You know what I mean?
I'm a good guy.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, so shit goes down in the club.
Am I picking up any strange sense or hearing any strange sounds? Because I'm wondering if I can do a situational awareness thing, kind of like how Pepin's doing, but
Like a perception and investigation roll.
perception and investigation.
Gotcha. Well, what kind of activities are you looking for? Specific kind of.
Just something maybe I haven't experienced yet. I guess like just a
I'm just
new
looking for something new.
new smells. I guess anything that seems like it might be dangerous
New smells.
is most important. But like
I can smell danger.
you say, investigation and perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
7, 8, any successes.
8 any successes? 2 successes.
No zeros.
I got 1 0.
I mean, no ones.
No ones.
No zeros. Zeros and 10. So they don't succeed that well. Well, okay. You pick up on. There's a slight. You kind of see this weird bumping around in the crowd, but you don't really pick up on what is making that bumping, and like it just looks kind of weird to you and off because you're just like, it seems like there should be something there, but you don't actually see something. It's like you only like notice it for a second, but then it goes away. But like you picked up on something in the crowd,
Bumping?
like essentially like you would see people kind of being pushed apart, and something that should be doing that you don't see, but like you see essentially people being pushed apart as if they're being bumped into and bumped through in the crowd.
Ghosties.
So something's forcibly moving these people out of the way a little bit.
Yeah, but then like you pick up on it in a second, and then
Then it just fades.
she's very quick to answer that. There's a lot of things in the world of darkness.
Ghosts.
So we're already in the VIP section, or do we have to?
No, we have to
encounter
go
those two
there.
bounces?
You're at the bar right now because you were talking to tall black man.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to hang around for a little bit and see if something happens in the main section? We don't have to stay the whole time, clearly, because we still have to check out the VIP room.
We don't have to stay the whole time, guys. I think that we should probably check out the VIP room now.
That's a good idea. I'm with it.
So are we gonna talk to the bouncers? Or?
Yeah,
No, we're just gonna walk right in.
You just walk right there. We're on some guy's list.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're on the. It's actually possible an in if we need it. It's a possibility for an in. Just be like, hey man, your front door guy said we can come in, so we're good.
So we're here. Makes sense.
I gave him that number.
Yeah. I slipped your other bouncer some money. Did
you hear?
So now I'm on the list, so I should be able to go to the other part.
Check it. Check.
I'm not actually going with that approach. It's a fucking horrible idea.
Alright, so as you guys walk up to the bouncers, they one of them, the more buff of the two, or is it buffer?
I don't know.
I think it would be
stronger
more buff.
of the two.
I feel like it would be more buff. Buffer sounds kind of.
Yeah.
That's already like a word for something.
I can't
else.
wait to try buffer. Have you seen that meme where it's like, I'm learning new sex positions from Pornhub. I can't wait to try buffer.
I haven't heard that one in a while, but it's a good one.
I lost my train of thought because buffering. Yeah, so the more buff of the two guys is just like so you guys look like you're dressed for the part, but prove to me you should be allowed back there. I want to see something that a normal person can't do.
Oh, neat.
All right, I want to
Oh, gotcha.
call like a something spooky, like a crow.
Summon a crow.
Yeah, like summon a crow to the.
You
Can you
have,
summon
you,
animals?
think
you
I can
should
do
be able
that.
to do that. I'm pretty sure you can summon at this point, right?
I have 3 in animalism.
So you should be able to.
Yeah, I want to summon a crow up in here.
You should summon it outside and have it fly in through an open window or something.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like-
because if you were just like, haha, crow, in the middle
No,
of this
no.
crowd, they'd be like, whoa.
No, I
shit's
wanted to
going
like
down.
fly through a window
Yeah.
inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, it's just gonna like fly up through the.
Yeah, and like
All right, so roll manipulation and animal chem.
okay.
7 any successes, but the number of successes depends on what happens specifically. We'll see. Just
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, I don't know what that is. That looks like a 10. Oh, out of a yeah.
Well, so
So it's a 1. 7.
what? Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's a 1. 7, 4, 3, 4. Oh crap.
Okay, so you just fail.
Yeah.
So you just like you make a call out to a window and nothing happens. So like people
That's
are just
swell.
like, what just happened?
This girl's weird.
I think that girl has had enough. Cut her off.
Well.
What magical powers am I able to utilize? That's subtle. And actually, again, this probably
Subtlety from the guy who called
this-
in a missile
this
strike.
yeah, this can't be a scenario where I can still reveal myself and my powers.
Well, I don't think you'd be able to do anything subtle because, I mean, the whole point is you're trying to prove that you're
Worthy. to get in.
And also because you're a mage, and what he's asking of you essentially would give you paradox. Because he's asking you to commit vulgar magic, so it would more likely than not give you a paradox of some sort. That would either build up or do something.
You could take him down with 2 fingers because you're a karate master.
Fight him.
Well, not like fight him, but just be like, try to stop me.
Perfect.
Then when he tries to stop you, you could just be like,
Or you just be
Alright.
like,
Vulcan
do
neck
you know
pinch.
who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Just take
I
off your
mean,
mask.
I could make him try to hit me and then.
I mean,
Wow,
you don't have to.
yeah.
I'm just. This is an option,
No.
man. This is a
It
totally
is
just
an
an
option.
Yeah, but that'll start a scene.
Well, it would be very quick.
It could be
It
quick.
is-
Yeah, it could be like a.
I'm just like, just try.
You think they're just
try
gonna let it go? Oh, you knocked out our bouncer. That's cool. Come on in.
So you're what are you doing? You're just trying to...
It's just an idea. Like, I was trying to show him he's worthy with like some kind of karate move that would like subdue him, but not like to the point where. Not to the point.
I don't think he's
I don't
asking for
know.
you to, like...
He'd be like, I could take you down with 2 fingers. That's not something a normal human could do.
I'll flick you.
Oh boy.
I don't know. It,
You're gonna
One
flick
flick.
him?
One flick will give him a concussion.
You're gonna try to flick him really hard?
And then I can give you a concussion with the flick of my finger.
You want to try that? Strength and...
you should like warn him first. Like you should tell him that this is
Sir,
happening because otherwise we're gonna have a horrible time.
I am going to follow through with this, and you know, I'll give you the option to let me. I'll stop if you just provide us what we need, and I want to try this out. But I'll 8, 6, 60, 8, 10, and what's 2 zeros?
That's another 0.
Well, 0 is out of 10.
Okay.
Did you get a 1 though?
No. I got a 2 and a 3 for my lowest numbers, but the others
I
again
think you got too many successes.
he doesn't want to
Alright.
kill this guy, but he kills him.
Just like,
just
you
blatantly.
flick somebody and just die. I don't want to do it like...
6 was.
So like, you flick him and you just like, you flick his weenus so hard that like... Weenus.
No.
His arms just like completely shut off for a few minutes or something. And he like hits
Yeah,
a
just,
fucking
like-
central nerve.
Yeah, it's like he shuts off the chakra.
Oh,
Straight up
no.
Naruto stuff.
I'll be
man.
Neji Hyuga.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's like, oh, my hand's useless.
Yeah, you just like totally like make his arm numb from hitting his weenus once with a flick. So it's like,
Eagle.
wow, that really was something a normal person can't do.
The cool-
It's like he's like he flails his arm around and he's like, just let this guy
I'll
in.
give you
So
But we still have to pass. We still have to do this.
Okay,
He
I mean-
wins, so we have to get into it. Probably.
are you gonna try another animal roll? of
I
some
mean,
sort?
yeah, I can try again
You could try again
to bird this shit up.
to birdemic it up.
Yeah.
We believe.
There will be a bird.
Oh,
Wait,
it's gotta be a
it
bird.
was- Yeah.
A crow too.
I can't see that. This is an 8. This is a 3, an 8, a 9, and a 0.
So that's 4 successes.
Yeah.
So what did you want to do exactly with your bird?
I want the bird to fly into the window and I want to land on my shoulder.
Okay, so like it does that, and like as it lands on your shoulder, it squawks and like it's like Tommy Wiseauchi like really loudly at the guy whose arm is just like floppy at this point. He's got a
Floppy arm.
Floppiest arm.
Yeah. So floppy arm is just like, whoa, okay, you're in.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I told you guys I could do this. Hey, that trunk lady did a thing. And that guy just gets kicked out immediately.
Oh, he said drunk in public? Get that man out of here.
Shut up!
It was strict not talking about
clubs
drinking
aren't for
policy.
loud people.
What are you, a narc?
Stop yelling.
That guy from Shooties is here.
Narc! Hey, that guy's a narc!
All right,
So that guy gets kicked out.
So I still got
So
to do
you
this.
still have to prove yourself worthy.
I'm gonna ask him if there's anything that he likes.
You just name all the 50 capitals. That's superhuman.
Oh man. No, I'm gonna ask him if he's got any problems with his phone.
Don't we all?
Like something something obscure he's
Fix
been.
his phone.
Yeah, something obscure that he's been like not googling for months, and he's like, "Oh, this is really irritating. My life would be so much better if I could just fucking fix this." Or I'm just gonna ask him if he wants like something added to his phone so that he can like buy stuff from the black market on his phone, because that's not something
Black market
everybody
app.
can do. It's not something everybody can do. I'm gonna blatantly give this guy a gateway to the black market if I have that ability through hacking and computers.
But he goes, that depends. They got coke?
Probably. I'm pretty sure.
Well, then I'm in. But I still want you to roll for it. You have to
Obviously,
roll
yeah.
for putting it actually like on his phone.
Okay. What is that gonna entail?
Intelligence and you have computers, I guess.
Yeah, or computer.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Difficulty 8 any successes.
Right. I forgot. 8 any successes?
Yep.
Nice. Alright. Yeah, I see. I got three successes and no
Nice.
ones.
So you put it on really quickly. You just like,
Just slap his
like,
phone.
you're like, here's some coke.
I
Like, you
pulled
set up
coke
the
out of his
deal
phone.
immediately. Here's your coke. Like, your dealer's outside.
I already called him 25 minutes in advance. I knew he was on coke.
You look like a cokehead.
Before I was even here.
I don't know how you're the buffer guy.
Oh man.
It's like, well, that is superhuman coke. So you guys have all successfully passed this random bouncer's test of superhuman ability by getting coke and a crow and more coke. Alright, so in the back room is a room. It's a little bit smaller than the big party room that everyone was in, and it has everyone's more like formal dress, but there's still like it's like dark gothic versions of the formal wear of like masquerades, stuff like that. And I mean, there's still like the boom and bass and everything, and the club music's still going through, but there's a different kind of like atmosphere going on. You know, it's not like, I mean, everyone's still drinking and everything, of course, but it's like not as
rowdy.
Yeah, exactly. And you can tell immediately you're getting like some stares as you get into this room, and you know, there's just a lot of people picking up some uneasiness, but you're like just starting to like trying to blend into the crowd, and you guys are actually gonna have to roll for that.
Oh. What are we rolling?
So to blend in, let's see. That could be appearance, performance. 6 any successes.
Would you be open to appearance and etiquette?
That makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because I have nothing in performance.
I have 2 successes.
I have no idea.
What haven't you get any successes?
I did.
What was
I had
the
two.
rate again? What was the success rate?
6. Difficulty 6, any successes?
6 and 6.
Again, would something like a 30 be a 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I got 2. Oh, actually, I technically got a 1 because I got
Which
1.
takes 1 of 6.
Yeah. But I still had a success, so.
Okay.
Whatever.
Alright, so you all managed to blend into the crowd successfully. None of you just like randomly trip or fall or like start to make a little blunder or anything like that. So like you managed to just slip in, like you grab a drink and everything. Also keep in mind, Roger and Christine managed to make it through the
With us too.
test as well. Christine conjured up a little animal and Roger managed to miss every target that he tried to get. It's like
Wow,
that is some supernatural shit. It's crazy bad luck. So they managed to get through as well, and they're kind of like just hiding out on the outskirts of the masquerade ball, kind of like get together. Whereas you guys are, well, you're doing whatever you want. Essentially, I'm just gonna say that you guys are like going through in the crowd in the middle, and then just starting to pick things up, and like, the dance is going underway for a little while, and then I don't know, is there? I don't want to railroad you guys before I start doing any more. Is there anything you guys want to do before like in this masquerade? Alright, so you guys are dancing for a little bit, and I mean, you guys are actually trying to have a little fun. You know, your life's is stressful,
Right.
so like you're like, it's holiday.
It's a cool vibe.
Halloween,
It's a cool
so
vibe.
like, yeah. So you're just like actually starting to dance now. He's like, maybe the prince actually gave us a cool little task to do.
Hey, this
for
is
once.
vacation.
Yeah. And
No flesh monsters.
yeah, no flesh monsters or anything like that. And after a little while of dancing, one particular vampire, or I shouldn't say, spoilers. One particular person, my character in the crowd. How did you know? They're like rats telling you secrets in the ear.
Yes.
Precog rats. But one of the person in the crowd, a woman hiding behind a gothic masquerade mask, grabs you by the arm and says, "I know who you are, and I don't know what you're doing here, but I know who you are."
Holy shit, that's scary.
Is she only concerned with Natasha, or is she like, I
Well,
know you
I mean,
guys?
It seems to you that that's the implication.
Is that just us or
Us.
me? Okay, I was like, oh no, what did I do?
She says, did the prince send you here?
No.
We came here because we heard it was going to be a good time.
Bumping.
And you just happen to know to wear masquerade masks and everything?
It's Halloween.
It's just a nice
Well, it
costume
gets
to wear,
around.
huh?
Yeah.
Seems like a good old formal time. Anything
Yeah.
other than the drunks in the front. Anything better than the drunks in the front. I'm gonna try and play it off like I always fucking wear this shit.
She says, well, I just don't want there to be any trouble, and if there is, you will definitely be seeing me. I'll be seeing you, but you won't be seeing me. I fucked up.
We're not here to cause trouble.
And then she lets go of your arm and like slinks back into the crowd, and then before you know it, like she just seems to have like disappeared completely into the crowd and dispersed as that goes on by. And a little bit more time passes. Like you're a little on edge now. You're like being watched.
Don't I have my primal ability where I can cloak myself If we ever came to it. And wasn't there a cloaking ability?
That was like a more of a light based thing though, wasn't it? Because it was like you were you got that like the thing that covers your body is like a light based thing, isn't it? With Prime.
Right. Yeah.
And also, I mean, you're not trying to give yourself away. You're just like
Smoke bomb.
yeah.
Abracadabra!
but more so in a general sense if it ever came to it. Like if something was literally about to go down and I'd have the advantage.
You're like, peace out, guys.
Out of there.
Find a spot. Yeah.
Wait for my friends to die and get the hell out.
It'd be perfect for an ambush, actually. I see where he's going with this.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
a good
it's-
show.
That's Lumen. Always been Lumen.
Or were you trying to do something?
Oh,
I think he was asking
No.
for like later.
no, yeah, like that was more just if it ever came to it, if I could do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if like some combat starts going, maybe you might want to use that, but I don't think
Oh yeah, that
like setting yourself
the
a
combat
light
is
essentially would be a good idea right now.
the most preferred choice.
Oh yeah.
Flame on.
Are there? Is there like an actual bar in here, or is it just like people
There is
passing around
there is
drinks?
another. Well, there is that happening, but there's
Both.
also a small bar in the back. It's
Cool.
not as big as the one in the main area, but that's also because the room is just smaller.
Is it a good central like vantage point for most of the room?
I mean, it's in the back right corner.
So I
So
technically
kinda.
would be able to see pretty
Yeah.
much most
Yeah.
of what would be
You get a good
happening
view from there.
if something happens.
Yeah, so you're going to get a drink. You're just like,
Yeah, but I'm gonna take Christine with me because I
Oh, you're
want to
hitting
get to
on-
know Christine.
you hit it on Christine.
Yeah, I guess.
Nice.
Not really. I
Nice.
want backstory. I want backstory, and then I guess I'll decide.
Dude, you should totally go for
Blood magic's a good quality. Just my type.
Everything sucks. Let's go talk about it. So you're just like off doing that. I don't know if you're looking to make a charisma roll or anything.
not like at this exact moment. I'm kind of just looking.
Maybe later.
I'm kind of just looking to learn more about our follower that we've contracted more than once. Contracted more than once.
Baby, you're like a disease. I just can't get rid of you.
Goddamn.
Gross.
Am I maybe able to sense where he
No.
could be? Would I be able to maybe sense where he could have gone to?
Who were you
The
looking
guy
for?
that we just encountered.
Wasn't that a woman with
Yeah.
a
That was a
gothic mask?
woman.
You're looking for that woman.
Just to keep tabs again.
Yes,
So you just make another Arate roll. 2, so that'd be 2 dice. And just tell me what you get.
8 and 1.
As that one, man, that messed you up. You don't manage to pick up anything.
Okay.
I'm looking around. You just seem like you do manage to
Alright.
pick up like that there are supernatural entities in there. You don't know anything specifically, and you don't know, and you couldn't find her at all.
Fair enough.
Alright, so you're just over there drinking away, and you're doing something. I don't know if you want to do anything else.
I don't know we're supposed to be like.
We're just kind of
Scope and
We're just kind of
share.
eyes. We're just
Yeah.
eyes. We don't really have an
Um,
objective yet. We're just
We're
whining and dining, basically.
Straight
Whining and dancing.
Roger's getting his boogie on.
I guess going to the bar would be a
Hey,
good
Roger's like missing every dance move.
all the key points of the dance move, like.
They're just completely off tempo the whole time. Like They're at about 120. He's at about 135.
He's dancing before the music plays that part that he wants to dance to.
And he's saying the words wrong.
I should never go to clubs because I would be embarrassing.
I feel the same way. I am too hyperactive for a club scene. At certain times. Not when I'm this high.
Alright, so we are here in the bar.
Here
We just restart the session. Manchester by night, session 6. We just like
Not 5.
We collectively forget that we started playing before,
Or-
and then we see the footage of ourselves and are scared, and we think it's a paradox in an alternate timeline, but we're actually just stupid.
That's how being stupid feels.
Oh God, I hope I'm not
sometimes.
stupid. That's how stupid feels.
Oh, I'm just dumb.
Oh yeah, we played the whole game.
It would have been way more creepy if it were like one of us like
Dies in the
like when you say we restarted over, but instead of it being the same number for the session, it's like the next
It's
one,
7.
and only one of us knows. Everybody else is just playing into it like it's the whole new session and it's a whole new day. But
Or
that
what
would've
if,
been my fuck.
what if it's the same situation, but it's the same session just repeats?
It scared the crap out of me.
Oh, what was it? What the fuck is that?
What is that?
It's just a dirt bike that the guy over there is.
Riding around, having a good time at night. What a horrible time to ride a fucking dirt bike.
He's coming to murder us.
Well, no, I went out there to get my jacket and there was rustling in the bushes that I did not appreciate.
Oh.
Someone's watching.
That's not funny.
It's not even Halloween yet, Costello. Before we get back into it, somebody donated a Ouija board at this thrift shop that I work at
That's
today.
so
It's
creepy.
fucked up. Like, it was
Don't
fucked up.
take it.
No, I'm not taking it. I want nothing to do with it.
If somebody donated that, I feel like it probably has bad juju.
And the box was all fucked up because
I'm sure it was.
like it wasn't like
I
it
need to
wasn't
get
like
rid of this stuff.
drawn on or any shit like that. But it was just in wear. Like
No.
somebody had like flattened the box.
Imagine if he was like, man, I need to get rid of this thing. And he's like
That's what I'm
freaking out.
saying.
Yeah,
That's probably why, dude. Like
that'd be hilarious.
nobody's gonna buy that.
I bet they will.
I bet somebody might, but like Fucking
No,
take
I.
it.
Always
I
Just
bet
go and
they
buy it
will.
now.
I'm not gonna buy it. No way.
yeah. No, like
Nope.
I never want to know that anybody I associate with fucks with Ouija boards because that's
I used to have a really, really cool keychain though of a Ouija board.
oh, I mean that's
And it had a little thing that came out, like the plaque thing,
Oh,
and I glowed
cool.
in the dark.
Glue in the dark.
Yeah, whatever.
the past tense of glow.
Don't you guys speak American? Yeah, so you guys are partying up essentially. Well, Roger is trying his best to party it up, I should say. So, are you making any charisma rolls on Christine?
I guess if it means that I
You
can
hitting
find out
that,
her
bro?
backstory. Like I guess, yeah.
Like,
that was my whole goal.
Is that
of,
what
like,
you're doing?
yeah, I was just trying to figure out if you had a backstory for this vampire lady that has refused us multiple times.
You.
Yes, actually, me. And, like, I think somebody else originally had the idea of talking to her, and she was like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah,
It was
when they
me.
were trying
It
to
was
get her
you?
last time. Very hard to get her.
Sorry, what? Is it bad?
So,
yeah, I don't like.
yeah, whatever would be
cracking
like the
up
biggest
on
dice pool you could
stuff.
justify, essentially. Going through the
It's
typical
fine.
stuff:
You remember
charisma,
Ethan Lamb at all?
manipulation.
From school.
Charisma subterfuge.
Well, anyway,
That
his
sounds
his
fair.
younger brother. does it with the candle, and
Yes.
the snap.
Okay.
It's just the sound of the crack. It's like,
It's
if it's not a good one, then it's
my hand.
Damn. She botches so hard, dude. This is like.
That's cool because my roll was not very good.
Did you get any successes?
What would have been
Well,
a success?
6 or higher.
6 or higher. I would have 1. Actually, no, I would have 2. Because I one of the things that I got was a 1, so I knew it was only gonna be 1 success.
Okay, so what'd you get? So I mean, what do you
2.
do? I mean, really.
I'm just trying to figure out what her like backstory is. Like, how did she become a vampire? I guess let's start with that.
Well, as she's like starting to talk to you, like she botched really hard. So, like, so as she started talking to you, like because like vampires need to spend blood to be able to do things like ingest food and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like as like she's spending blood like to do that and like just starting to drink and like she starts to sip her drink, she's not ready for it and she's like goes just like causes a little scene. You're just like, Jesus Christ, I asked you a fucking question.
She like tried to answer while drinking something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Like botches really. Then I have to tell you everything I botched. She just says it.
I didn't mean to make a
She
scene.
speaks
It was
in
just a
game
question. Yeah, that's priceless.
So, well, she says that she was embraced only a couple of years ago, and that she's a 12th generation. So she's either you or Woody had generation.
It's me.
Okay, so she's at the same generation you are in terms of abilities, and you found out she like. So are you looking for like information about when she was alive or now?
I guess.
Like what is her vampire stuff going on? Is that what you're asking for?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, she's just she tells you that she's trying to work her way into getting into the local Tremere chantry, which is a different chantry that wouldn't be associated with what you're looking for. I'm just pointing that out. So it's not what you're looking for.
Stop! Don't look at this.
Don't look at this. And I mean, she does have some abilities like the Path of Conjuring. So now there's a typo. I forgot. I need to have put a number there. Yeah, whatever. But I mean, is there anything else you want to get out of her? Like, oh, I'm just making sure I'm trying to like
No.
answer your questions.
Yeah, it worked. It worked out.
Okay. But
It
she
was-
does
it-
that.
it-
She does that, but it's just like as she's like like wiping her mouth with a napkin. I don't know if anyone else want to do anything before we continue.
No, I was just
I don't.
killing some time with somebody who
Okay,
didn't
so
want to hang
so
out
yeah,
with
so
us
like
originally.
Roger is just like dancing out of beat, and then okay, so you're adjusting back to the party and everything because I mean you were a little shooken up before, but like now you're just like that's cool. Only one lady's watching me, whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay.
She's fun.
Just one. And then I don't know, Pepin, is there anything you were looking before? I don't know if you wanted to do anything else.
No. Yeah, I'm good for that.
Okay, so after you're getting back into the groove and you're getting more comfortable again, and I don't know, you're starting to decide, you're starting to think whether or not it's like, man, do I really want to be rolling my charisma against this lady?
Right.
Spilling her drinks all over herself.
Who tries to answer a question while drinking something?
Yeah, seriously. Come on, lady, don't botch. But so as you guys, man, I have to go to the bathroom.
It's getting a little chilly.
Yeah. Starting to.
As you're just kind of starting to reluctantly, well, not reluctantly, you're starting to slowly inch away from the bar. The lights in the club shut off for a second, and the music stops, only for another second to pass, and then to just completely go back on, and like everyone just like really shaken up and everything, and Natasha, you find just like right in your arms, like having been like thrust upon you in the dark for that 1 second, and you come to like you look down and you're just in shock, and like there's this a human body just like in your arms, and just like all covered in blood and everything, and you're just like you're just like whoa, like the 1 second of darkness, and then that happened to you.
Why?
You're just, like, freaking out. And then like people from the crowd just like turn, like they notice immediately what's happened, because I mean there's just a sudden like bloody mess, and like some blood even kind of like gets on some other people around you, and like they just see it in your hands, and they're just like freaking out, and like people are starting to get into a panic, and then like the club is starting to get into a panic, and then like the music's still playing and going and everything, but people are starting to scream, and like
I'm screaming.
Like, she's screaming right now. And Roger, he's still dancing.
Roger's been dancing.
He finally gets into
seconds earlier.
with the music. Yeah, he gets into the beat. Finally.
I'm so proud of him.
now that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And so I mean, yeah, there's like just of course like a huge panic and everything, and some scarier, some bigger type characters still like dressed up and everything in like big suits, but still you can tell like this one gentleman in particular is muscular, but he's also got like very very wild features to him. He's like very not exotic, but just like country like. Like kind of like Wolverine-esque kind of thing, but not Canadian. Not from Canada. I'm sorry. But I mean, maybe he is. You don't know. Like he comes up like among other people, just like start to gather around you, and I mean, I don't know if you want to do anything as like people start to gather around Natasha and look at her as she has this body. They're starting to get around.
I am not holding this body anymore,
You're
right? Like I want to drop this body. Like I don't. Yeah.
Okay. So you're just like, whoa, not my body.
Yeah.
Not my problem. So they're just watching.
So has the rest of the room vacated other than these people that are surrounding Natasha?
No,
they're just still there.
Some people are panicking, but a lot of people are just like starting to like watch, but from a distance. But some like several people are closing in around Natasha, kind of like
danger,
including like one very big guy, and then like a skinny man next to him that has a very large masquerade mask around his face, whereas like the bigger guy only has like the small like eye thing. And then there's the woman from before also appears.
I bet she did.
And she's confronting him as well, like in this group of people. If that answers your question.
Okay. How many are there compared to us?
Well, the ones getting in close to her would be, it's a total of 5 people. Like there's those three, and then there's also another woman who, like, I mean, the one that confronted you before is just like a dark-haired woman wearing a masquerade mask on her eyes, but then the other woman's a lighter-haired woman, and she's just like completely taking her masquerade mask off at this point. She's just looking
Shit's
at
getting
herself,
real
yeah.
now.
And the fifth person is just a pretty bland man in a more modern looking get up than anyone else, but he's still got a masquerade mask on, so like that's everyone. That's all 5 people that are getting around Natasha essentially.
This is bad juju.
Is there much cover to this place at all? Like any I don't know, like pillars supporting higher up sections of this room, or is it just a pretty standard small room?
Because it's just like so far into the basement, there's not any like balconies or anything like that.
I was thinking like support beams or something like that I could like obscure myself behind at least a bit, like from a certain section of what's going on there.
Yeah.
I want to see how this plays out, but I also like want to be able to shoot at a few of them if something bad happens. Is basically what I'm going.
I'm
with.
pretty sure something bad's gonna happen.
There are like 4 like support beams throughout the room, and they're just like skinnier metal pieces, kind of.
Hopefully.
So you're just like gonna climb up a little thing.
I mean, I'm on
I've
guard.
made a trial.
I'm on guard if.
I think it's gonna be a good trial.
Not
You see,
really.
you got a dead body in your hand suddenly.
It wasn't mine. I didn't kill that body.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
You did it by accident. Your past is coming up to catch you. Oh, I killed this man.
I've got you now.
Said the dead body.
Yes.
You killed me, remember? My revenge.
So I'm gonna wait in ambush in case something happens, because like they're all very different people from how he's describing this, so I'm assuming that maybe this is just like the meeting before the fight, maybe, so we can kind of formulate a plan or something. I don't know.
Well,
Or do they look like they're about to attack, or are they just straight up like?
They're circling,
Does
attacking
action-
wise.
Like, are
Me.
they? Yeah. Do we know they're going to take
I
shot?
believe that this
Or
is
is it just like a slow,
I mean,
sketchy
things
approach?
are about to get to that point. You don't necessarily have to roll initiative
Well,
yet. But
I would just try to be on guard.
Are they reaching for
React
weapons or
for-
something,
They're
or are they
reaching
just
for
they're
me.
reaching. I was gonna say they're reaching around Natasha.
Alright.
But that just sounds wrong. So.
I have strength and brawl though.
To reach around anyone. I give crazy reach arounds. So much success.
I'll check the Mars kick them.
After? Ouch. But so the biggest one of the bunch, the wild looking man, he's like eyeing you really hard, Natasha, and he says, "You got 3 seconds to explain to me what's going on right now."
I don't know.
You don't know.
The lights went out and there was a body in my hands. I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything.
No.
No. Is your name even Natasha?
It is.
No, he doesn't know that. I'm kidding. You just he read your mind. It's like, wait, is my reading correct?
Is your name Natasha?
I'm just trying to make sure I'm a psychic.
I'm me.
Wait, do you still have that bird?
What?
Do you still have that bird?
What bird?
The bird you called to show your supernatural abilities?
Oh yeah.
You still just like have that on your side?
I didn't think about that, but I feel like I have had that bird.
He just has like a
This
little
crow can
masquerade man.
Yes. Aw.
It's like he's got the like one with the like that you have to hold.
It's
Just
not
hold
like
it.
any
Wait.
girl.
Yeah. He's just like covering his little face. Little mask. No, that would be funny. If you still have that bird though, you just like he's like cheep. She's like, oh sheep. Oh cheep. But you can try to. You're gonna have to either try to convince him that you didn't do anything, or you're gonna all have to roll initiative.
I'm gonna try to convince him.
That's good. I would say whatever is the biggest dice pool you could justify. So that could be like manipulation or charisma or appearance that you're sexy. That's good.
I'm pretty.
Are you pretty?
So I have 2 manipulation and 2 appearance anyway, so wow, I guess I'm not pretty. But
Bro, 2, that's fine.
so just these 2?
Well, no, you would like pick one from there and then just pick whatever would be your best from. So like 1 attribute and 1 ability. Whatever would be your highest dice pool that you could justify for this.
Survival.
I don't- well, no.
I don't know how to survive.
That's
What?
not. That's not. well,
I
I need to survive.
I mean, that's not what survival's for.
They're
Survival's
closing
like
in.
Surviving in the wild.
Damn. Well, I guess that's good because I lived in the like woods.
Empathy could be justified. Yeah, let's say roll empathy. Yeah.
Okay, so 4. Okay, what am I trying
9
to do?
any successes.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you have a dead body that you just dropped to the floor.
What is that? That is a 7, a 3, and a 5. God damn!
At least you didn't get any ones.
Yes. Wait.
Dodge.
Did I have another one?
There should be 4 dice.
Was it this one?
Yeah, it was.
It's a 7, so never mind.
So you're just like, there's just a dead body on my hands. So, yeah, you guys all have to roll initiative now. Which is 1 dice, and then you add. No, it's like dexterity and something. Add dex plus wits.
8.
Can I botch initiative?
Wait.
Is that a thing?
What did you?
I rolled a 1.
Well, what's your dex and wits?
Together 5, so that would be at 6. But I'm wondering if
So you're
rolling
just-
a 1 in general just at all.
At least not for now.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a rule or not. It's probably like an optional rule somewhere. The rules like change constantly. The rules are in flux.
9.
14.
What if they said 8?
Well, that was just on the dice I rolled. I didn't have the wits and dex, so I had 14.
Sorry, what did you say, Natasha?
9.
Just the big guys. Jesus Christ. He goes before all of you guys.
Awesome. Natasha's dying tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. So, he's gonna take your, well, he's just gonna, like, throw a big punch at you, Natasha.
I wanna.
Real quick, and you're gonna try to dodge.
Yeah. Dodge.
Alright, so you're rolling, yeah, dodge, dodge, dex and dodge.
2404. Ooh, that's 10.
What's you got? 1, 6, 2, 4.
Oh my god.
4. Okay, you have fortitude though, don't you?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
What's your
I have
stamina?
2. Oh.
Well, if I'm just like fortitude, and then what's your stamina?
3.
So you can take a punch, which is good because he threw a pretty nasty punch right at.
Swell.
Yeah. It's like right into the old gut there, and
Awesome.
you did not manage to dodge that at all. And you have -1. Let's see. You're just at -1 right now. So you're -1 on dice rolls right now because you're high health pool.
Yeah. That's.
Alright, so then it goes to Pep.
Alright, well, I'm gonna strike down a few martial arts moves against the attacker and put him in his place.
Alright. So,
8, 6, 9, 4, 3, 5, 1, and 4.
so you got 3 successes for sure.
What's the?
You said 8, 9, 6. It would be 6s or higher.
Okay. I have 2
Okay.
because I got a 1, so my 3 became a 2.
He actually he manages to just like miss. You miss.
Oh
So
shit!
what would you?
Oh.
So you're just like throwing a punch at
I was just
Throwing a-
throwing a counter punch.
Thanks for trying.
Yeah. So Natasha just gets punched and you're just like, hey, whoa!
It's not every day.
He's like Roger though. And then it goes to you, Natasha.
Swell. Yeah, so I'm gonna punch him too. But what would that be? Strength?
Can you
Dex
summon a
and brawl.
mystical
Ah.
beast?
Why is there no strength? I'm stronger.
Summon an ape.
Summon an ape? I don't think we're in the right environment for that.
Maybe if you had a zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be-
There should be a zoo in
That'd be a cool
Manchester.
area to add.
Oh my god, yeah, it would.
Or
So wait, what am I looking at here?
Dex and brawl.
Alright, I guess I'll do that.
Unless your strength is more.
It's one more.
Then you can do something strength based, like try to like rip his arm really hard and like crunch it or something.
Rip his arm off. Is that an option?
Like break his
Well, I think
arm
you'd
or
be capable
just,
of doing
like,
just that. Yeah.
Okay,
It
well,
Unless you wanted like
incapacitated.
to invest a bunch of
Incapacitated.
blood in. Because remember,
No,
you can use
just-
blood.
yes.
Summon a strong enough animal to.
Blood.
The blood pool thing?
One like yeah. Each blood point is just one. You could add to any physical trait, and you can stack them like physical or actual.
Oh, really? So,
Yeah,
like, if I
You could spend a blood point and then like add to one dice.
Ooh, can I do that and add one to dexterity?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you say strength was more, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, then
So-
why don't you want to add one
okay.
strength, and then make that your roll?
Okay, well, we can do that too.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. But I figured we use dexterity more, that's why I was gonna. But
Yeah, but I mean,
that's
if you're just gonna do a strength-based attack, then you could just have an extra dice. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just gotta get the biggest dice pool possible.
Yeah. 34. And then what will go with that?
Brawl.
Strength and brawl too. Mm. Oh, that went really far away. 2, 0, 0, 4, 3, 5.
I think it was 7.
7. This is a double 0. This one. I don't know if that's good or bad. Oh, I think that means 10, doesn't it?
So you got one success. Was that?
What was the number?
6. Yeah.
Oh, then I got 2.
Jeez, you do manage to get him. So you were using strength, so it's like I don't know, what are you doing exactly? You want to just like crunch him up real hard or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Just like try to take him down a little bit.
Hey, take it down, not your
Yeah, like, pretty
Don't
much.
punch a woman.
Yeah. Don't you hit me!
Okay, so you do that essentially. Like you pull him down a little bit. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, whoa, because you were using your blood, so it's like justified to do that. And you're also, well, I mean, he is a higher generation than you, but still, you're a pretty decent generation using blood. So it's like whoa there. Settle down, and then that brings it to Longcat.
So before I take my turn, I wanna like. The prince didn't want us to make it into a bloodbath. So what do we want to do? Do we want to keep fighting these guys until something happens, or do we want to leave?
Well, I don't think they're just gonna let me leave.
There.
I'm like there with a dead person. Like, oh hey, here I am.
You said there were 3 of them?
There's 5
There's
of them.
5.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. We're outnumbered. Already a bad thing.
Well, you're equally
Yeah.
numbered.
We're
Actually, no,
outnumbered.
that's right. We have Roger and.
Roger's like 2 people. I mean, you're over numbered.
I'm,
You got
trying to,
numbers.
I'm trying to boost Roger up.
Hmm.
But, it could still be a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
Confrontation.
No, I just I don't know if the prince would discount that as a like success for what we're doing though, because he did explicitly say he
Well-
doesn't really want it to be a bloodbath.
We should try for it to not be like that then. We
The
should
only
try to
other
get out of
suggestion-
this
Yeah.
as calmly
That sounds good too.
and orderly as possible.
So you're looking at bring it down a notch.
I guess I'm just gonna basically try and tell this guy that Natasha's gotten like a half Nelson right now. That we have nothing to do with this like dead body that just kind of appeared during the cut of the music and the lights because me and Harambe were here the whole time. We saw.
Yeah.
It was thrust
Yeah.
it was thrust
Oh,
upon
Harambe,
it
your
was thrust upon
global
our friend.
influence.
You accidentally
Pepin, take off your mask.
You accidentally
Pepin, take
reveal
off
him
your
right
mask.
here. And it's like, oh my god, it's Harambe. And like everyone has to stop.
Harambe!
Like, and then Harambe is just there and he's like, Junior! No, that's for when you become a god. Like, he ascends to the celestials, like, level of being. And just becomes one with Harambe himself. That was his ultimate quest. His end goal for World of Darkness. Become one with Harambe himself in the afterlife.
The ultimate Harambe
Yes.
form.
Probably.
Lead a life in the far umbra. Past the horizon. With Harambe. Beautiful. Beautiful Harambe.
So peaceful.
Hashtag goals. Alright. Now I'm just thinking about how we could set that up. How do I make Pepin a god?
I want my zoo back.
So, okay, what kind of role were you looking to make though?
Whatever two you think would be the best to calm this punching man down. Make the rest of them.
I'll give you charisma.
I have 3 charisma, and I guess
I'd probably recommend either subterfuge or definitely not intimidation.
Yo, no, totally. I'll just
you
go
make
with
things
subterfuge.
worse. Hey, stop it, buddy.
Hey, let me make you angry.
Yeah.
You look bad.
Yeah,
Let's talk.
What's the success rate?
It's gonna be 6, and then you're rolling it against him.
Okay, I got 4 successes.
Much.
Yeah.
So you're trying to convince him, right? So it's
Yeah, I'm just trying to convince him that
Okay,
the
so
dead
he-
body was not from us.
So
Because we're a clique, we're a party.
He's in like a headlock or something of that sort because
Something like
he's like
that.
starting to. I mean, I can't say losing oxygen because he doesn't breathe, but he's just like a little confounded, and he's like, "Whoa, what? Dead body? Oh yeah, wait, yeah." And it's like because he botches, he's just like he forgets like what's going on for a second because of the headlock and everything. It's just like the sudden shock, and
That would
then
have been great.
he's like, well then if and then like as he's like struggling with you, Natasha, he's like, well if you guys aren't responsible for that dead body, then who is, huh?
We'll help you find out.
Well, how are you gonna do that?
I don't know. We can work as a team.
We work together.
We're clearly in a murder mystery right now.
Do I look like
Clearly in a murder
do I
mystery
look like
right
a
now.
team player to you?
Yes.
Okay. He just hands you his
You're
list.
right.
His list. Like earlier.
And now that I think about it, I do see you guys on the list. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I tried to punch you.
Is that Benjamin? Is that Lincoln?
Washington, no.
Washington. So, things aren't calmed down, of course. I mean, they're still like,
Angsty.
people are still upset, on the edge because there's a dead body suddenly. Not suddenly.
I could get the group of mages to come help us out.
You calling up some mages? It would take a little while for them to get there, but they could come. Got to contact.
I mean,
You call
This
Phil
should,
to send some people.
honestly,
over?
that should be
Yeah.
depending if we can make an easy escape or not. Are we trying to escape and rethink about how our approach with these people are?
I think it was that lady.
If we're gonna
Bradley.
do this, we should probably do this here because like if we left just like from this point, they would have people sent after us.
I
It'd
think
be better to clear it up now.
the lady's trying to frame us.
Probably.
Just saying.
That sounds realistic.
Because
It was sketchy.
she was being sketchy, and all of a sudden there's bodies, and she was being grabby, and I don't think that that's okay.
It's not okay.
So
That's no.
I'm pretty sure it was her,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to be throwing her under the bus to her friends.
Well,
Is she
are you
even
gonna
here?
go
She's
over-
here, right?
Yeah, just one of the 5.
What is she doing while all this is happening?
Well, I mean, she's standing in the middle of the rest of the group, essentially, like between.
She's just
like, all
observing
5.
this whole thing
Yeah,
so far.
she's watching. She hasn't really done anything. She's like standing back a little more than anyone else.
Yeah, she's the
Like,
culprit.
and then the 5. Well,
Um.
I'm not gonna say anything.
We gotta lock this down, you guys. We gotta lock this down. Otherwise, there's gonna be no like peaceful resolution to this. At least not for another. This is the best way to handle it. This is totally the best way to handle it. We gotta take care of this whole thing here. By it. Let's lock down the club.
Are
Lock
we
down the
still-
VIP room.
You're locking it down.
I'm gonna try my best to get somebody to lock down. Like I'm gonna tell the guards or bouncers, whoever's still in here that's not dead, to like seal off the doors because clearly the person who actually killed this guy is in here.
He's in the building.
Okay, so he's just like, so the bouncers are shutting off the doors, and like the flappy guys is like, you got it. Just like does a thumbs up. It's like fucked up. And like so they're like closing the doors, and like the people aren't allowed to leave, but you know like they're still kind of freaking out, especially like the people
totally.
that aren't in. Like the people from the other room are kind of freaking out now too because they weren't aware because they weren't in the room or anything, so they don't know what happened. But now they're like starting to become, so you can start to hear some commotion.
In the other section.
Yeah, like that's not party sounds because I mean there's always that party sound coming from
Right.
the other room, but it's a little different now. And I mean the floor is yours.
How do we want to do this? Because all I wanted by locking this down was basically to, they can't leave. Like, we're going to end up finding out who was the one who killed this guy.
Yeah.
So we have to some form, in some way, shape, or form. And if somebody left, it would just make it harder to find them.
Yeah.
So.
I'm wondering if I can still try to sense out that first person we encountered that said they'd be watching us. And maybe it could be a public. Yeah, I feel like we should still try to find that individual.
That's what I'm thinking.
What do you mean?
The lady who grabbed me.
Yeah,
she's
The lady that
There.
grabbed you that said
Yeah,
we'll
oh,
be
she's
watching.
there.
Oh, she's part of that.
that 5.
Oh,
Yeah, those
oh,
guys.
oh.
Thing.
That might be best. We should also maybe check out like what's going on with his body, because like maybe somebody in here knows who the hell he is.
But we still gotta be on guard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's starting to get real confrontational.
Yeah. So.
We have to think of something to. We gotta think of something to say to them. Maybe shed some light, maybe, in some way.
Yeah, the best thing to do, I think, in this scenario would be to play ball for a little while longer,
Fake it till you make it.
basically. And if it ends up going down, at least the place is locked down. So.
Also, just let me know if I'm not providing enough information for you guys. Just like if there's anything more that you need to know before you make any decisions.
I want to make that call out to the mages and have them around in case shit hits the fan.
Yeah, so just what did we say that was the contacts roll earlier? Do you remember? You rolled for Phil, didn't you?
I did roll for Phil.
You remember what that was?
Well, actually. Well, I have one for contact.
Yeah, but we weren't actually rolling contacts. we're the only thing that we were rolling earlier for that was influence because you were doing the search outside.
Yeah.
But we did like a normal roll for the contact. I'm pretty sure it was like investigation.
There's investigation and charisma was one of them, but on the mental side, I feel
It could be
percent-
like intelligence or
just intelligence and
something like anything that could justify it, really. Just make a roll or something like that.
Alright. So intelligence and investigation.
That sounds good.
I got 8, 6, 9, 3, and 4.
So, as you call it, Phil, and he's like, what do you want exactly? You want you want me to just send a couple of boys over to guard the entrance and exit?
I want them to be in the
Not
near.
those boys.
I want them to be in the
He
near
just brings
vicinity.
the boys, and they're watching the exits. Like, that'll keep you in the building. They just like see a disembodied head talking to them on the outside.
Imagine how scary that would be.
That would be terrifying. It's Halloween.
Absolutely.
So that's what you want with it. Yeah.
That is what we go.
Alright, yeah. So he says that he'll have that set up and they'll be over eventually. By the time you get out there, you'll probably see it. That's what he tells you, which makes less sense as you hang up. So you have that set up as well. So you have the exits shut off and like through the bouncers and you have the mages. You have like a kind of like a dual protection. Although like of course you have to remember that these bouncers aren't like actually yours.
No, totally.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like a
The
good idea at the
situation that
time.
is going on. Like
Yeah.
they're obviously like agreeing with you because something is going on.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask any of the 5 if they know who the hell this guy is that's dead. Like just a general question.
Yeah, none of them.
General out loud
None of
question.
them. They all just shake their heads and say no. It's like some random.
Of
yeah,
fucking
some
course.
random body.
God damn it, we don't fucking know who this guy is.
Range
either.
of.
Why am I getting framed
It's
though? That's what I
this
want
is
to
what-
know.
This is what we're looking at this point too. We gotta. I don't know. We gotta fucking-
I like live in the woods. What did I do?
It's either we don't come up with something fast for them, or they're gonna probably start attacking us, and it's still gonna be an undesignated amount of time that my support will be on its way.
Yeah.
That is why I have prepared these measures. 'Cause was the deceased really important to either of the 5 members? I feel we should figure out.
Like I said, like none of them actually knew
They don't
who
know.
the body was. It's just seems like it's a.
They
as you
just
can
wanna
tell,
know who did it.
if you want to make any take any information from the actual corpse, it's a older man, completely human. He doesn't seem to have
Can
any
I
vampire blood.
make a roll to see if any of them were lying when they said no, they don't know who this guy is?
Sure.
What would you qualify that as?
Perception investigation, unless you have something higher that's justified.
The Truth of Gaia gift, because I'm pretty sure I read into it a little bit, and it was like it helps you find out if somebody's like lying or spoon feeding you something.
That's an iffy.
Like I check it out in the book, because I'm pretty sure that was
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like
it was something similar to
if
that.
you roll that out specifically, you get like one truthful answer or something like that.
Okay. But what did you say you wanted me to roll?
I wrote it down. Truth of God. Unless you wanted to just do that roll, that was a perception and investigation.
I'll just get the dice ready in case the gift isn't that effective.
Oh yeah, Truth of Gaia is intelligence plus empathy versus victim's manipulation plus subterfuge, and it reveals if they're lying. It's weird that that's a power because like we've just been rolling without it.
Yeah, at this point I'm just gonna do that just seems way more
Yeah,
complicated than it
exactly.
needs to.
Anytime there's complications, we just whatever seems to make sense, we'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
the books even say to do that. They're just like if the story wins, like the story always wins.
Yeah. Is what's the success rate for those?
It's gonna be 8 any successes.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Did you botch?
8 any successes? Yeah.
You botched.
Yeah, I got 1 success and I got 2 ones.
Okay, so botching. On this, how do you botch? How does this even botch? You
I'm none the wiser.
you start asking them some questions and like you're walking forward and you accidentally trip a waitress and then like she just like some drinks just like start to go flying and like you get a little stain on your thing like but like as like this
Damn.
waitress goes flying you're just like oh my shirt. You just don't give a shit. You're like, oh my shirt. And the
Oh, that's a
waitress
good
is,
one.
like flying.
That's a good one.
It was a new suit.
To go along with this, I'm not even gonna worry about it after this. She'll get up.
Whatever.
It's cool. She'll get up.
I don't have to clean that.
This is the worst. This is the least of my troubles.
It's not my body, not my problem.
Not my waitress.
Learn not
my
to
problem.
botch. Like you just yell at her, learn not to botch.
Most valuable advice I can give.
So as far as you can tell, none of them are lying.
Well,
We was a bar, so who knows?
yeah, exactly. Does anyone else want to try and see if they
I
lie?
can try to do the same with perception and investigation again.
Yep, same difficulty. 8. Also botches.
Yeah.
No shit. No fucking shit.
Yeah.
You botched.
I did.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what happens
Ugh,
is
this isn't looking good, guys.
No, it doesn't.
so what happens is you start to make your way forward to the group as the whole thing's happening, and the waitress is like starting to get up, and like you kick her in the
Oh my god, this
face.
Oh, man.
And you accidentally like trip over her, and like you break some like glass with your foot as you like get back up. Like it doesn't hurt you or anything, but like as you get back up, you're just like, oh my shoes, man.
My shoes.
You're just also ignorant of the woman's safety or anything. You're just like caring about your clothes because you're botching.
Cause you're botching.
Alright. God.
I might be able to buy us out of this, but like I doubt it. If it ends up
I
being
have-
combat, this is the point where it'll be initiated.
I
so
have
there's
some
nothing else going
notepad.
on.
Well, wait, you gonna fight the waitress?
No. Well, we're already kicking you and shit. I guess you know.
If this becomes combat.
No. I'm gonna say, see, we're way too drunk in order to. We were way too drunk to kill anybody. There's no possible way as any of us. Like, this is your problem, though. It's your club.
We're not capable of anything.
I'm gonna. Natasha,
we
try
can't
and play
even-
drunk.
We
Try
can't
and play
even
drunk,
have
'cause this
clean
could work.
suits.
Alright.
This is like the
We
last
can't
dish
have
ever
nice
before
things.
we have to fight them. So
Yeah, so
let's try and play this cool.
Alright, we're gonna be drunk guys.
We're gonna.
You're gonna say you're just like drunk.
Yeah, because after that kind of shit, yeah, we can work.
Well, are you just
Work.
trying to get out of there at this point? Like, what are
Yeah,
you trying to
yeah,
do?
just trying to dip.
You're just like,
trying to dip.
okay, we need to.
You need to not be here.
Yeah.
This wasn't us. We have nothing to do with this.
We'll probably be hearing about it even if we finish it anyway. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you guys are looking to do anything else in the club, you guys are able to leave.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, we do
So you guys are just like this whole situation.
Not my club,
is
not my
fucked
problem.
up. This is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. I don't need to be in this situation at all.
But we're all like, we're still kind of acting drunk, so we want to play into it. Like we fucking obviously didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So we don't want these guys following us if they don't. have a real reason to.
So they're just like dealing with this dead body, and they're just like, yeah, we're out of here.
So we need to go to the prince and tell him what's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you return to.
We learned a lot though, at
Silverheart,
least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you return to Silverheart Theater, and you go back to the typical location where you would find the prince, but he's not there. And after a little while of waiting, I mean, you guys are just like you're like thinking for a second, like how would I get to the prince? How would I, as a person, actually contact him? Because like you're starting to think like you don't actually have a way to do that, and it's always just been one way
Yeah.
communication and everything like that. So you're just like shaking your head, like, maybe go to Nevermore, things like that. But before too long, a tall gentleman, very like big, like bulky features, like bulbous kind of features, but like animalistic at the same time. Big trench coat wearing guy comes in, and he says, "What are you guys doing here? What are you looking for?"
Looking to speak with the prince about a mission.
Oh well, the thing is the prince is actually he's been out of town for the last couple of days, so I don't know where. I mean, I can't give you the exact information on what he's up to, but I can tell you he's out of town.
Wow.
Okay.
But like, think about that though, because you saw him tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say we saw him. That's
Don't tell me that we recognize this fucking dead body. Don't tell me that this is the prince or something.
What?
We
No.
obviously know that dead body hurled on Natasha was not the prince, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course not. You
All right.
know it's just immortal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mortal.
Right,
you know,
right.
Human.
human.
No, that the prince isn't just gonna be like.
I thought you were gonna
flying
totally
dead.
mind fuck us on Halloween. I was like, what? No.
No,
like,
I wouldn't just.
Natasha killed the prince.
That wouldn't even make sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. That's the point of a mind fuck, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean that is a sudden shock to all of your systems. Well, I mean at least you three, because like Christine is like, I thought you guys said that the prince asked you to do this.
He did.
You did. We saw him earlier.
Oh well, that's not what a manual here is saying.
He's lying. Emmanuel is a liar.
I don't think the sheriff is gonna lie. Okay,
Oh.
that's a
Mhm.
vampire.
Yeah,
position,
we
though.
really could have not botched those insight checks because one of the people in that thing was probably a shapeshifter, and probably was like, because earlier I remember you saying that he was very anxious and didn't seem like himself when he was giving us this mission.
Yeah.
So it's all hitting me.
Oh.
It's all hitting me, and I might be
It's
wrong,
a
but
setup! It's all a setup! Everything we did!
I had.
Well,
Okay, so let's not trust these people then at this point.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
There's a problem.
Go find my mages and. I think
Oh yeah,
they'll
so did
get
you
later.
wanted to get that information to see how your mages did and whatever?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
well actually roll that again. Roll I remember that was what we were doing when you were just rolling influence, right? So you just roll a dice pool of 5. It's not traditionally how it would work, but it seems like a cool idea because it's a background thing going on.
What is the success rate?
Just tell me what we got.
Oh, I got 50, 5, 2, 5, and 4.
Are you gonna spend any more willpower points?
I was gonna say, can I use a willpower point for this?
Yeah. So
I got 3 left.
through sheer force of will, Kevin makes this work. And so, as you call up Phil, and he says, Yeah, so I managed to actually to track down a local chantry that I think you could be able to stop by sometime and hit it up. It's this place called the Alabaster Chantry, and it's located in the residential areas of Manchester. So like he gives you the address and everything. Like you have that address for. So like now you have it and everything.
Okay.
So like the only thing would be like in further adventures, just going there at some point.
Yeah.
So like now you have everything you need.
Perfect.
So you guys get that all set up.
Nice.
I don't know if there's anything else you want to do before it just like ends on this mystery cliffhanger.
I got nothing. How about
I
you?
think that's a pretty good place to.
Manchester by night. Cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Halloween cliffhanger. And then everybody died.
Died.
The end.